Today on Hong Kong Blu-rays, we are reviewing the German Blu-ray release of Enter the Fat Dragon. Welcome to Hong Kong Blu-rays. I'm Shaz.
And I'm Leon. If you enjoy our review of Enter the Fat Dragon, then please give us a like. And do remember to subscribe to our channel in order to stay up to date with all of our reviews and videos.
We'd love to hear from you, so please leave any comments below.
So, we will be adding time links in the description. So if there's a certain part of our review that you might want to jump to, say the picture quality, the sound quality of the package itself, then you should be able to jump to it just by clicking on that link or that segment on the time bar.
Enter the Fat Dragon was released in 1978. The Blu-ray we have is by Thunderfist Productions. The running time of the main theatrical version is 93 minutes, and the film is a kung fu comedy directed by Sammo Hung.
Starring are Sammo Hung as Ah Lung, Luk Chu-Sek as Ko, Fung Fung as Uncle Hung, Hye-Sook as Ah Jan, Peter Yang as Professor Pak, Fung Hak-On as Liu Tai, and Chan Dik Hak as Lei Wei. Character names may vary depending on the version of the film that you watch.
I'm the storyteller, and my stories must be told.
Ah Lung is a simple pig farmer who works in the country with his father. He is also a fan of Bruce Lee and spends much time imitating his idol. Wanting his son to make something of himself, his father sends him to work for his uncle in Hong Kong at his food stall. Upon arriving in Hong Kong, Ah Lung discovers that life in the city is more complex than the life he has been living, and it isn't long before he has to put his kung fu skills to good use.
So, this one's your pick. What did you think?
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I loved it, to be honest. Yeah, I really liked Sammo in it, and his portrayal of Bruce Lee I thought it was pretty incredible, to be honest.
Yeah, to be clear, it wasn't playing Bruce Lee in this.
No.
His character was kind of enamoured with Bruce Lee, and he's his idol in the film. There are similarities between this film and Way of the Dragon, where Sammo, like Bruce Lee in Way of the Dragon, is playing a country bumpkin that comes to the city and a bit of a fish out of water. Did you like that aspect of the film?
Yeah, it was nice to see him sort of step up to city life from the sort of laid-back character he was at the beginning.
Yeah, absolutely. And around this sort of time when they were making films, they made a lot of Bruce Lee exploitation films, also known as Bruceploitation. Would you categorise this film as that, or would you say it's something different?
No, I think it's a lot more respectful towards Bruce Lee. I'd say you can clearly see Sammo's love for him, and that he wasn't trying to exploit him. If anything, he was trying to sort of pay homage to him.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was, that kind of a take on it, more of a homage than it was
and
a rip-off.
It wasn't taking the mickey out of Bruce Lee. Any comedy coming from Sammo's portrayal was about him.
Yeah.
And people's reaction to how well he resembled Bruce Lee in the fights and what have you.
Yeah. I think Sammo's never ever afraid to send himself up, and that really kind of endears you towards his character. He'll make fun of himself, but he'll join in the laughter with everybody else as well. And the flow in this film, I thought the comedy was really good, really blended well with the film. And yeah, the fight scenes. Wow, what did you think of the fights in this one?
They were great. There was a lot of ass kicking.
Yeah, the Bruce Lee style on it was pretty fantastic, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
as we know, Sammo choreographs fantastic fight scenes, and his abilities back then, you know, they were kind of at a peak, really. You know, he was really young, and his physicality. Yeah, I mean, I don't usually mention kicking when it comes to Sammo, but some of his kicks in this look pretty sharp, and it was pretty snappy.
Yeah, definitely.
Good. So overall, you're pretty pleased with this one.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm really glad we got it for our collection.
Yeah. The only thing I would say with this one is the first time watch, I was a little bit confused with the plot and the story.
Yeah.
I
was.
Yeah. I think it was a bit all over the place.
Yeah, I didn't really understand all the different elements and how they sort of married up at the end, but on a second watch, it became a lot clearer.
Yeah,
what
definitely.
was going on. Yeah.
Yeah, once you've seen it once, you know what to look out for, and then you do find actually it is quite coherent. It's just a very busy film with a lot happening. Right, okay, in that case then, do you mind if I go first with my score?
No, you carry on.
Okay, so this film I'm going to score a 6 out of 10.
I am going to score it a 7 out of 10. What do we get with the package on this one?
Right, so first thing being first, we have a nice slip cover which came with the disc. It's the front, and that's the back.
We also have reversible sleeve on the actual Blu-ray disc package. So that's a different picture on this one. And then that's the same picture as on the glossy slipcase.
Which is also replicated on the disc itself, as you can see. Right, on the disc itself, what do we have in the way of extras there?
There's 2 trailers, an international and Hong Kong trailer.
I believe on the slipcase it says there's 3 trailers.
Yeah, but we could only find 2.
Yeah, so maybe there's an Easter egg on the disc somewhere. If somebody's discovered it, knows where it is, please let us know, because we can't find it. And what else do we have on this disc?
There's a picture gallery which is made up of German lobby cards.
Some quite good pictures on there, actually. The German lobby cards seem to be pretty stellar. I really think they get some good images. Yeah, and we have a commentary as well, don't we?
Yeah, by the podcast on Fire
guys. Yes, we have Kenneth Brawson and Stuart Sutherland, and additionally we also have Mike Leader. And yes, the commentary, though a little old now because it was done for the podcast itself, but it's been added onto this disc, which is a nice little bonus. What we did notice though was it's a little bit out of sync with the film, so I think they're watching the extended version. Would it be fair to say?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it seems to be a little bit out of time, but the commentary is very good. I enjoyed it very much, and it made me realise how much I miss listening to Stuart Sutherland on Podcast on Fire, because he's one really funny guy. Highly enjoyable commentary. And did we have any other extras?
Yes, there is a reconstructed Hong Kong version of the film, which is 96 minutes, so there's an additional 3 minutes of the film. It's only in Cantonese, and there are fixed English subtitles.
Yeah, that was a nice little extra one. I mean, that's good to have that. The picture quality on this was not as good in the scenes that were extended.
Yeah, they were really, really fuzzy and hadn't had any work done to them as far as I could see.
No, they look pretty damaged. There's a lot of scratching, a lot of maybe chemical burns on the film, and so on and so forth. But, if you're a hardcore fan and you want to see the works, they have it here. So that's not bad, we're missing things like making of, interviews, so on and so forth. But this is not a bad disc. We were quite pleased with the package.
As we've mentioned, the Blu-ray release we have is from Germany, therefore all of the menus and everything are in German. We just used Google Translate to find our way around the disc. And the German title for the film is Der kleine Dicke mit dem Superschlag, which roughly translates to the little fat one with the super punch.
So out of a possible 5 stars, Shaz, what are we going to score this one?
We're going to score the disc, the package, 3 stars.
So we're going to discuss the picture quality on this disc, and it may take a bit of thrashing out here because we have different opinions on this Blu-ray. So I'll let you start.
Wow, I thought the picture quality was really good. When you consider how old the film is, and after watching the reconstructed version, you could see that it was possibly in quite bad condition. What the people have worked with that have restored the theatrical version, I thought it was really well done, and I think it's possibly going to be the best copy that people are likely to see now. There were a lot of sort of lines across the picture in places where it looked like maybe the film had ripped or been cut and they've sort of pasted it back together, or whatever the technical process is. But yeah, and with that in mind, I just thought it looked really good, really clear, and I wanted to score it 4 stars out of 5, but you disagreed with that.
Yeah, I disagreed. With the restorations that we're seeing coming out now on a lot of these classic Hong Kong movies, I thought a better job could be done for this one. I have a lot of love for classic films, especially starring guys like Sammo Hung, Jackie Chan, so on and so forth. And I love to see them as good as they can possibly get. And when I think of the work that Celestial did on the Shaw Brother films, I remember watching them on VHS back in the day and they looked awful. And now they all look pristine, especially on the 88 film releases. This copy of Enter the Fat Dragon, it will probably be, as Shaz says, the best that you will see it. But there was a lot of sequences for me where the picture was kind of faded and looked a little bit washed out and soft. There was a lot of film scratches, film burns where you got possible little bits of vinegar syndrome on the film. Yeah, I would like to have seen it tidied up a little bit more, and I was going to give it 2 stars myself because I thought a lot more could be done with it. But that being said, I can see Shaz's point of view too, and the last thing we want to do is put somebody off from buying this Blu-ray. It looks good, but I would have hoped to have seen better. So,
yeah, but I think you could still watch the film and be perfectly happy with how it looks, as long as you bear in mind that it's not a perfect picture.
Yeah, so just keep in mind, you're not seeing like a Eureka or 88 film release here. This is probably a smaller company, and they've done probably the best job they could with the resources that were available to them. And we would still wholeheartedly recommend people watch this version. So with that in mind, Shaz, we came to a conclusion that we would split the difference and give this one a 3 out of 5 stars.
How did you find the audio quality?
Poor, if I'm honest. I was a little disappointed with the audio on this one. There was a lot of hissing, a lot of crackling, a lot of noise in the background to the soundtrack. I was really hoping that they could have done, a better remaster on the soundtrack, but I feel this is the one element of the Blu-ray release that's been a little bit neglected.
Well, I didn't really have that much of a problem, to be honest. I didn't notice it as much as you, but that might just be my ears.
Yeah, I think to be fair, you're a bit more forgiving than I am. And if I can hear something in the background, I do get a little bit agitated. I like it to be really, really good. But again, I don't want to put people off. You know, this is probably the best you're going to get it. We only listened to the DTS Cantonese 2.0, but there is an English and a German soundtrack, which we spot checked both of, even though we have no need of the German soundtrack. And they seemed of a similar quality, didn't they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And just to let you know, I don't think it's gonna, destroy your viewing of the film.
No, definitely not.
No.
It didn't.
No.
Didn't really.
You're gonna watch it. There's a nice soundtrack in the film, in the background. It just would have been really nice to have something better. But that being said, I don't regret that we have this version. I'm really glad we have this version, and the sound is serviceable. It just could have been a lot better. So with that in mind, we're going to score this one 2 out of 5 stars. So Shaz, what did you think of the subtitles this time?
I thought they were pretty good actually. There were a few typos, but they were clear and a good pace. They're in English and German on the disc. Seamless reading from me anyway. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I enjoyed the subtitles. There's a couple of typos, like you said, but other than that, they were fine.
So with that in mind, we're scoring the subtitles 4 out of 5 stars. A few final words on Enter the Fat Dragon before we go.
So, this time round, who was your standout?
Sammo Hung. I thought his mannerisms of Bruce Lee were brilliant.
Yeah, you got all the subtleties there, all the little nuances. That was spot on. For myself, obviously, Sammo is the film in this one, but if I was to look elsewhere, I really liked Fung Fung's performance as Uncle Hung. This guy's a great character actor. He's also the father of the villain, one of the villains in this film, Fung Hak-On. And he's great in this. You've seen him pop up in loads of films. He pops up all over the place. I believe he's in Young Master for the. He's at the very end in the Jackie Chan fight scene. You'll see him there giving Jackie all his advice and whatnot. But in this one, he plays this sort of downtrodden, business owner really well. He's got the gangs to contend with, or the bullying, the extortion. All that stuff, and he's trying to look after the people around him as well, and just stay out of trouble. And I really gelled with his performance. I really felt endeared towards his character in this one.
Yeah, no, I liked him as well.
Yeah, good. And there was quite a few scenes in this one you liked, especially some of the comedy scenes.
Yeah, there was a really funny scene near the beginning on a bus, where Sammo's character Leung is stood up on the bus and quite close to Jan, who didn't actually know at that point, and there was a bit of movement on the bus, and she grabs some bananas that Sammo's carrying. Oh, it was quite funny.
Yeah, it's the reaction when he asked her to let go.
Yeah,
and she seems shocked that she's holding bananas. Which what did you think you were holding? And why are you shocked that it's bananas and not something else? I don't know. Answers on a postcard, please.
That was good.
Yeah, that was quite funny. And there was quite a few familiar faces in this one. Look for them, blink and you'll miss.
There was one on the reconstructed version that obviously wasn't in the theatrical version. Eric Tang
Yes.
popped up. Very briefly.
I know, if we hadn't have watched the extended version, we'd have completely missed that he was in this. And we don't like missing Eric Chang when he's, available. We love watching the guy.
Yeah.
He's brilliant.
I think he's great.
But yeah, other familiar faces. We've got Lam Ching Ying, Mr. Vampire himself, turns up, takes a bit of a swift elbow to the chest from Sammo that looks like it landed. We've got Yuen Biao. He's again in the background in a few scenes and takes a bit of punishment from Sammo. We've got stunt coordinator Mang Hoi in there. He's one of the roles. And for some of the fight scenes at the end, some of the heavies, we've got Leung Kar-Yan, Beardy himself, and Hoi-Sang. Yes, I really did enjoy lots of different aspects of this film. Even if it seemed like I was a little bit harsh with my score, I'm just taking that as an overall film, you know, and the standout sequences, you know, the action sequences and everything, you get a lot from that all by itself.
The fight scenes are brilliant in this film.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what do you think, Shaz? Would you recommend people to get this one?
I would, yeah. If you love Sammo, if you love martial art films, definitely get this one. You won't regret it. So it's not the best quality in all aspects, but if you're a fan, then I think you'll want this one in your collection.
Yeah, absolutely. We tried to be really thorough with this one. It is a little bit more expensive than some of the Blu-rays out there, so you know you weigh it up yourself and decide. If you're a really big Sammo fan, then we gotta say we highly recommend this. If he's not on the top of your you know, ladder and you're not so fussed, maybe you might want to think a little bit more about it. But yeah, as for us, we would recommend. Right, as for the availability of this Blu-ray, you can find it on Amazon Germany. I shall put a purchase link in the description below. I paid £26.71 and that covered postage and packaging as well, so it's a little bit more of an expensive one.
We hope you have enjoyed our review of Enter the Fat Dragon. We'd like to thank all of our subscribers and our followers on social media for all of your support.
Right, so next time on Hong Kong Blu-rays, one I've been looking forward to a great deal, we're stepping into category 3 land, and we shall be watching Lover of the Last Empress, starring Ching Miao.
Remember guys, be true and buy the blue.